Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're going on a bit of a treasure hunt. But we're not looking for gold or ancient artifacts or anything like that. We're going to demystify a profound secret about how we live our everyday lives. We're talking about a hidden light, like a special kind of energy and goodness that's tucked right inside the most normal, everyday things you do. Seriously. Whether you're doing your math homework, playing outside with your friends, or, even cleaning up your room, there's a literal hidden treasure waiting for you to find it. So get comfortable and let's uncover this incredible secret together.
Okay, let's dive into this. Where is it easiest to find God, or to find true goodness and light? If I asked you to guess, what would you say? You might naturally think, well, obviously up in heaven, or maybe in a really holy place like a synagogue, or when someone's praying really hard. And hey, it makes perfect sense to think that the biggest, brightest light would be far away from our normal, messy lives. But what if I told you the answer is actually somewhere much, much closer? What if the answer is literally right in your living room or your classroom or your own backyard?
There's this massive central concept in the text we're exploring today, and it's called Diara Bataktonim. Now, I know that sounds like a huge, complicated phrase, but it simply translates to a dwelling place in the lower realms. Our source material explains that God actually had a desire, a really deep wish. And that wish wasn't just to stay up in the high spiritual heavens. No way. God's ultimate desire is to have a home right here in our messy, everyday, physical world. Just think about that for a second. The physical world, going to school, playing, doing your chores, eating breakfast, that is exactly where the greatest light is meant to be revealed. We don't have to run away from the world to be good or holy. We just have to invite the light into what we're already doing.
Section 1. Who is in charge? Ego versus soul.
And this brilliantly illustrates the catch. Bringing that light into the world sounds amazing, right? But we have an internal conflict that we all face every single day. Inside every single one of us, there are two totally different voices trying to run the show. They both want to grab the steering wheel of your brain, but they want to drive in totally different directions. Our source calls the first voice the surviving child. We can also call this the ego, or our natural animal instinct. This voice is, well, it's always in panic mode. It wants everything for itself. It gets upset super easily when things don't go its way, and it constantly needs attention and praise. But then, on the other side, we have the soul. And the soul is totally different. It doesn't need to take, it wants to give. It feels safe, secure, and it sees the big picture of what's really important. So ask yourself right now, which of these two voices do you hear more often in your own head when something goes wrong?
Section 2. The allowance test.
To really understand how these two voices battle it out, let's look at an everyday scenario. The text we're analyzing talks about the test of wealth, the challenge that comes when we're suddenly given a lot of money or a big blessing. Let's frame this as something we can all relate to. Step 1, you get your allowance money, or maybe some birthday money from your grandparents. The absolute second that money hits your hand, that surviving child ego voice screams, "Mine! Buy everything just for me. I need a new toy, I need candy, and I need it right now." That voice makes you feel like the money is the most important thing in the universe. But then, if you pause, step 3 happens. The quiet voice of the soul steps in and says, "Wow, what a great blessing. We have enough. Let's give some of this to charity first to help someone else and then enjoy the rest." It's an internal choice you have to make right there in that moment. So the crucial point is this. Money, or any gift we get in the physical world, is really just a tool. It's not the ultimate goal itself. Our source material teaches us a profound lesson from a wealthy sage who was asked about the secret to his wealth. He basically said, the money isn't mine. I'm just a delivery person. When we realize that physical things are given to us as a test to see if we'll use them to do good, we turn those physical things into a bridge. We use the tool to reveal light, which is exactly how we build that home for God we talked about earlier.
Section 3. The hiding wave.
Now, what's really interesting is what happens when things aren't going great. I mean, it's easy to be the soul when you're getting gifts, right? But what about when you get frustrated, or you face a really tough challenge, or someone is just mean to you? When we hit a problem, it feels like a giant brick wall blocking our path. But our source gives us this incredibly powerful metaphor. A barrier in life is not actually a wall. It's just a wave, a gal in Hebrew. Think about a wave in the ocean. A wave might crash over you, it might temporarily block your view, but it's not a solid, permanent wall designed to keep you out. A wave's entire purpose is to eventually pass and allow you to move forward. Negative feelings or tough times are just temporary blocks hiding the light. They are absolutely not dead ends. Think about thick clouds completely hiding the sun. Sometimes life feels exactly like that. It feels dark, and that surviving child inside you starts to panic, thinking the sun is just gone forever. But consider what's actually happening above. The sun is still shining brightly behind those clouds. It hasn't moved. It hasn't lost its power. I want to reassure you that just like the sun never actually disappears, the hidden good in a bad situation is always there. The universe is always providing light. We just have to be patient enough and trust enough to let the clouds part.
So, you might be wondering, if the light is always there, why do we have tests and challenges in the first place? Why the clouds? Well, the text gives us 3 brilliant reasons. First, to push us to grow stronger. The source uses the Hebrew phrase nes lehitnoses, which means a test is meant to elevate you, kind of like lifting a banner high up in the air. A difficulty is literally like a workout for your spiritual muscles. Second, it's to help us actively seek and find that hidden light. And third, it's our practice ground to put our ego, that panicky surviving child, aside. Let's face it, if everything were super easy all the time, we'd never learn how to let our soul take the lead.
Section 4. You are the bridge.
This brings us to a really empowering realization. You are not just a passenger in this world. Our source talks a lot about a great sage named Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or Rajbi. His absolute superpower was that he was the ultimate bridge. He didn't just sit up on a mountain thinking about deep, hidden spiritual secrets, and he didn't just focus only on simple, earthly rules. He connected the two. He brought the highest spiritual light down into the most normal, everyday physical actions. And the amazing thing is, the text tells us that every single person has this exact same capability. Every kid watching this explainer right now has the superpower to follow his example and connect the heavens to the earth in their own life. It's like you're a giant puzzle piece bringing everything together.
So how do we actually do this? Based on everything we've unpacked from the source today, here are 3 actionable hacks to help you reveal the light every single day. Hack number 1, pause the ego's demands. When you feel that surviving child screaming me, or getting super angry, just take a breath and pause. Step back for a second. Hack number 2, look for the hidden good. Remember the clouds? When you face a tough test, tell yourself, okay, there is a hidden treasure here, what is it? And hack number 3, act like a giver. Whether it's sharing your allowance, helping a friend out, or just doing a chore without being asked, step into the shoes of your soul. These 3 tools turn your everyday normal moments into that beautiful Dira B'Tachtanim, a real home for goodness.
Which brings us to our final question for you today. You now know the secret of the hidden light. You know all about the surviving child and the generous soul. And you know that tests are just waves, not walls. So, next time you face a really tough test, like a hard assignment at school or a disagreement with a friend, or next time you get a great gift, who are you going to let take the steering wheel? Will it be the ego, or will it be the soul? Because you hold the power to find the treasure in the ordinary. Keep looking for that light, and I'll see you in the next explainer.